In this series of videos, we would be learning about quadratic equations, their introduction, how to check whether a given equation is quadratic, and the different ways in order to solve these equations. I hope you understand better by using these videos. Suppose we have a wallpaper whose length is 5 less than 3 times its breadth and its area is given as 12 square units. You are supposed to find its length and breadth. So let's first draw. We know that the wallpaper is going to be rectangular in shape. So let's draw a rectangle. It is given that its area is 12 meters square and it's given that the length is in terms of breadth. So we will imagine that the breadth is x and it's given that the length is 5 less, that means minus 5. 5 less than 3 times the breadth, so 3x. So we have breadth as x and the length is 3x minus 5. And you know that its shape is a rectangular. So we know that area of a rectangle is length into breadth. So we write L into B equal to A, that is 12. Now L value is 3x minus 5 into B is x equal to 12. Multiplying this, you get 3x into x is 3x square minus 5x and 12 bringing this side gives you a minus 12 equal to 0. Now observe this equation. In this equation, the highest degree of the variable x is 2 and that is why this is called a quadratic equation. Now, let us understand the general form of a quadratic equation. General, we write a quadratic equation as ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, where x is the variable and a, b and c are any real numbers. But the condition for it to be a quadratic equation is a is not equal to 0. And why? Because if a turns to be 0, we don't have the term with power 2 and it just remains a linear equation. And that is why the condition a not equal to 0. The other thing you need to do is to understand whether a given equation is quadratic or not. Let us take an example. Suppose you have been given x plus 3 into x minus 3 equal to x plus 1 into x plus 2. Let us solve this and see. These brackets, if you solve, if you observe carefully, this is a plus b into a minus b, which gives you a square minus b square. So this will remain x square minus 9. Okay. And here, if you use x plus a into x plus b, you get x into x as x square. Then you get 2x, 1 plus 2 into x, that gives you a 3x. And 1 2s are 2. Now again, if you observe carefully, x square both sides cancels. And you don't have a square term. It just remains as 3x plus 2 plus 9 equal to 0. Taking minus 9 here. And that just gives you a 3x plus 11 equal to 0. So, just see. Here you are seeing that this will be x square, this will be x square. So, it may be a quadratic. But when you observed, when you solved, you can see that x square has cancelled. And it is just a linear equation. So this is how you are supposed to solve the brackets and find out whether a given equation is quadratic or not. Now let us try to come back to the wallpaper. Let us see how we can solve this. In the lower classes, we have already learned how to factorize a quadratic equation by splitting the middle term. Let us do that. Now here we have minus 12 last term and 3x squared first term. So the product of 3 and minus 12 is actually here minus 36. Now you need to find the factors of minus 36 whose difference is minus 5. If you say 18 and 2, the difference is not 5. If you take 12 and 3, difference is not 5. If you take 9 and 4, 9 fours are 36. And here it is minus 5. So our factors will be minus 9 and plus 4. So this minus 5 will be split as minus 9x and plus 4x. So what you will get here is 3x squared minus 9x plus 4x minus 12 equal to 0. Further, from these two you will take 3x common, from these two you will take 4 common. So you will get 3x into bracket x minus 3 plus from these two 4 common, 4 into bracket x minus 3 equal to 0. That gives you x minus 3 into 3x plus 4 equal to 0. Now just observe this carefully. X minus 3 is 1, 3x plus 4 is another, and their product is a 0. Now you know that the product of two numbers will be 0 when any one of them is a 0. So from this, what we actually get is something this type. That is, if these product of these two is 0, it means either this is 0 or this is 0. So we'll write it as x minus 3 equal to 0 or 3x plus 4 equal to 0. Now from here we get x equal to 3, and from here we get 3x equal to minus 4 or x equal to minus 4 upon 3. So mostly in quadratic equations you will get two values of x, and it is not necessary that both of them will be correct. Now here what was our x? The breadth. And you know that any length or breadth or area cannot be negative. So this value is not possible. And that is why the value of x is 3. So finally we can get the answer that the breadth of the wallpaper is 3 and the length is 3 3s are 9, 9 minus 5, that is 4. So breadth is 3 meter and the length is 4 meter. So this is how you solve the quadratic equations using factorization. Let us see one more example. Suppose Rohan's mother is 26 years older than him. The product of their ages 3 years from now is 360. Find their present ages. Now by reading the question we understand that we are talking about the ages of two people, Rohan and mother, and at two different intervals of time, present age and 3 years from now. So in such questions, if you first write the expressions for each of these, it always becomes simpler to make the equation. So let us write it in a tabular form. We write about the present ages and their ages 3 years later. Okay, 3 years later. So present age of Rohan and the mother. Now, what is given? Rohan's mother is 26 years older. That means if Rohan is x, mother's age is x plus 26. And then we are talking 3 years later. So 3 years later, Rohan's age will be x plus 3 and mother's age will be x plus 26 plus 3, which will give you a x plus 29. So these are the 4 expressions we have written for Rohan's and mother's age at present and 3 years later. Now by reading the question again, we can form the equation. How will we form the equation? The product of their ages 3 years from now is 360. Means this multiplied by this is 360. So we get our equation as x plus 3 into x plus 29 is equal to 360. Sorry, 360. Let us multiply these and bring it in standard form. So x into x will give you an x square plus 3 and 29 added will give you a 32. So 32x. Remember your identity, x plus a into x plus b. And 29 into 3 will give you a 87 is equal to 360. Next step, 360 bring this side. So you will get x square plus 32x plus 87 minus 360 equal to 0. Again solve these two constants. So you get x square plus 32x and this subtracted will give you a 10 minus 3 minus 7 will give you a minus 273. Now we have got this equation in the form ax square plus bx plus c and we will factorize it and find the solution. So this into 1 gives you minus 273. So that means we have to find the factors of 273 and split it to get 32. Now product is negative and this is positive. That means one factor will be positive and one will be negative. Let us factorize 273 here. Now you can see 273, this will go by 3. So 3 9s are 27, 3 1s are 3. Now this doesn't go by 3, it goes by a 7. 7 1s are 7 and 7 3s are 21 and 13 again is prime. Now we have to see that the difference of the factors is 32. So if we take 7 3s are 21 and 13, the difference is not 32. Let us take 13 and 3. 13 3s are 39 and minus 7. Yes, 39 and 7. Their difference is 32. Now here we have plus 32. That means our bigger factor should be positive and smaller factor should be negative. So now we are going to split 32 and in that place we are writing 39x and minus 7x. So let us do further. So we will get x square plus 39x minus 7x minus 273 equal to 0. Now from these two x common and from these two minus 7 common. So you get x into bracket x plus 39 and here minus 7 common and x plus 39 equal to 0. Now these two x plus 39 is common and here what is left is x minus 7. Again product of two numbers is 0, that means any one of them is 0. So we will be writing x plus 39 equal to 0 or x minus 7 equal to 0. Now from this we get x equal to minus 39 or from this we get x equal to 7. Once you get the value of x, just see what was your x. In this case, x was the present age of Rohan and ages are never negative. That is why x minus 39 is not an answer. So our answer is x equal to 7. That is, Rohan's present age is 7 years and mother's present age is 7 plus 26, which will give you a 33. So we have got the answer.